Hey everyone, can you hear me? Great. I like that you're using the reactions. We'll be using a lot of reactions. Uh, yeah, my name is Samir Damle. I'm the presenter. I'll be conducting this workshop. In the meanwhile, does anyone want to share what ideas they are thinking of, or at least the domains, the industries, or anything? Anyone wants to chit chat? Hey, sorry, you're on mute. Bennett.
Yeah. Sorry. So yeah, thank you so much for coming. We're going to start the workshop in 3 minutes. Let's just give the participants a chance to join in the meantime. There are also other people we're going to see in the YouTube live stream. So yeah, at 3 p.m. the live stream will start and we can start with the workshop.
Sure. Thanks. And in the meanwhile, let me check if my presentation, screen sharing, and everything works. Give me 1 second.
Yeah. Feel free to do it.
Okay. So cool. So I think this is working. What else? Oh, yes. It's still working, right? You're able to see this. Good.
All right. Yeah. So it's going to be three in a second. So I wanted to kick off the workshop so that Mr. Samir get the best of the time. So yeah, today we're going to have a workshop with Mr. Samir. He
Hey,
is a
just
principal
quickly,
designer at Salesforce. Sorry.
have you already started the live stream?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. Yeah.
Great.
Sorry. Carry on.
Yeah, a little bit introduction about Mr. Samir. He is a principal designer at Salesforce, and we're going to have a session basically on how to use LLMs through prompt engineering. So, as you know, the hackathon is going to be AI for impact, and one part of AI is the generative AI. And definitely in this workshop, you guys get to learn on how to effectively integrate and use the base benefits of LLMs to your projects. I believe, in using prompts, right? Yeah, I'm not going to take much of the time, Mr. Samir. You got the stage, uh, you can continue.
Sure. So again, thanks all for joining, and I hope you are really inspired and filled with energy for this hackathon. I don't know if this is your first hackathon, but hackathons are really, really fun. I've been participating and training in hackathons for a long time, and it's real fun. So the most important part of the hackathon is that you learn a lot of stuff in a small amount of time, and then you get to experiment. So my name is Samir Damle. I work at Salesforce. Salesforce is one of the biggest SaaS or software as a service companies in the world. It's one of the top five best places to work. So do consider in your life to join Salesforce. It basically runs all the big businesses in the world. So it's also very, very forward in implementing artificial intelligence. I am an enthusiast of artificial intelligence. I have grabbed a few certifications from University of Washington, DeepLearning.AI, and I have also attended a few short courses on YouTube on deep learning and gain my knowledge. The the thing that I'm going to teach you today is extremely important in this age of artificial intelligence. If you don't know prompt engineering, you don't know the ABCs of generative AI. Generative AI, as you know, is has caught fire in the last 2 3 years because of ChatGPT. In November of 2022, they came up with this GPT 3.0, and they opened it to public, and that's when it became really, really massively popular. Now, if you want to use the statistical models like regression, logistic regression, classification, and all those statistical models, that requires a different kind of training. But if you want to use the new GPTs or generative pre-trained transformer kind of models, then you need to know prompt engineering. And we'll get to this. It's a fun workshop. It's totally hands-on, so be prepared with your lap. Do not join from, if you are joining from mobile phones, do also join from your laptop, or have your laptop or desktop near you, because we are actually going to work with these AI large language models, and we are actually going to experiment and build stuff. Okay, so we'll have questions at the end of every section of my presentation. This is a 2 hour presentation and workshop. So be patient. And also, if you are stuck somewhere, we'll have a time when you can say, hey, I'm stuck. Be volunteering, uh, 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 be included. Okay. So be very, very open, and do experiment when we have the time to experiment, so that you learn. Okay, so let me share screen. Hold on. Oh yes, I forgot to tell. We are having 6 bonuses, meaning these are really cool resources that I'll be sharing with you along this whole workshop. So be on a watch for the bonuses. They will be really game changers for you, because they will add superpowers to your coding experience, to your understanding experience of large language models and AI. Okay, so be on a lookout for bonuses. All right, I'm going to switch over to my browser, and I hope everyone be very, very generous with your reactions, and give me a thumbs up if you are able to see my screen I've shared. Cool, cool, cool. All right. So this prompt engineering is the way you talk with large language models, or the new kind of generative models that uh, we've come across over the last few years. So the number one thing that solves any problem in life is, think about whatever you think, you may think of, electricity. Someone would say, no, it's the mobile phone, it's this, is that. I would say the number one problem, the number one thing that solves any problem is clarity. Let me explain. If you have clarity about anything, then only the effort is what is stopping you. Okay. So let's say you want to become a doctor. Okay. Do you have all the information? Do you have all the experience? Do you have all the knowledge? That is all clarity, right? So if you are extremely clear about your intentions in life, if you are able to communicate them to the other person and they get a clear idea of what you are talking to them, then it solves most of the problems in the world, right? If nations were able to make it clear to other nations how friendly they are and how they want to trade, how they want to communicate, it would have solved so many problems in the world, right? So clarity is the number one thing that we need, and even large language models need clarity, and that's what brings us to prompt engineering. So prompt engineering is the way that you make it clear to the AI what you intend from it. Okay, what is your intention? What do you want from it? If you're not able to tell the large language models what you want from it, it will not give you a good response. And then you'll be frustrated and you'll think that, oh, this AI is all a hype and it's not actually solving my problem. So we need to learn the language of communication with artificial intelligence, and that is prompt engineering. Okay, so what we are going to learn, the most important thing, if you take away, and it would be very cool if you have a notebook and a pen on the side, because when you write and take notes, it gets ingrained in your brain. Okay, I will be sharing all this stuff with you in this in another Google Doc as we go through the course, and I will be posting this link in the chat of this Google Meet also, so that everyone has access to it. Okay, but please take notes, your personal notes. Okay, um, so the number one most important thing that you have to take away from this is the structure of the prompt. That is the magical formula. Okay, then we are going to take use cases of, these are the few things that AI is able to do. The generative new AI is able to do very, very efficiently, okay, and effectively. Then we'll go to the tips for a super prompt at the very end. But in between these, I'll be throwing out the bonuses. So be on a watch for the bonuses. All right. So let's go to the next one. And you should know what you wish for, right? Like this genie, imagine AI is like a genie that comes out of a lamp in front of you. And you have a chance to ask it, it grants you like three wishes, right? If you are like this dog asks for a ball as the first wish, another ball for the second wish, and that dog is just going to waste all his wishes, right? So you should not be doing that. If you have an AI is like this magical genie that can grant you anything, now you should know what to wish for, right? And how to wish for it. So that is prompt engineering. Okay, so now before we start, first of all, this is a hands-on workshop. So if you don't try it yourself, you will not learn much. You have to try. You have to have access to, I think you all have access to internet. So do have access to the large language models. I'll I'm mentioning them here. You can choose any of these, or if you have your own on your laptop, that is also fine. So please be open to share your outcome. So we will be in between, we can go off mute and be enterprising. You're hacking, right? So you're entrepreneurs, and entrepreneurs are outgoing. They are sharing with the world what they are building, what they're experimenting with. So be very open in sharing examples. When I give you a chance to share examples, volunteer and share your examples. Okay, so we'll be use you can use any of these large language models. ChatGPT is very popular, as you know. It comes from OpenAI. You can Google it. You'll get the URL chat.openai.com. Microsoft has this thing called Copilot, which when you go to bing.com, you will see the Copilot icon. You click on it and you can start Copilot. Uh, Claude AI is from Anthropic. Anthropic is also a very big company. There are these, I would say these are the big five companies, right? OpenAI, Microsoft, Anthropic, Claude. So Anthropic calls its AI as Claude.ai, Google, and Meta, which is Facebook. These are the big five in the world of AI right now. You can use Google Gemini or you can use Meta AI. Use any of these. Mm, my favorite right now is Claude because it is way ahead of all the others in terms of the output that it generates. It's fabulous. If you want to use ChatGPT's latest models, but for free without giving $20 a month, then use Microsoft Copilot because Microsoft Copilot uses under the hood, it uses ChatGPT latest model, but here it's free. You don't have to pay. So you can use Microsoft Copilot. Every time that you are going to do any new use case, start a new chat. Start a new chat because these models remember what you are chatting with them. Okay, so they will remember all the things that you did before. They have memory, so you have to start a new chat so that when you are going to a different use case, it's not carrying over some lingering thoughts from the previous use case. Okay, so start a new chat every time. All right, so this is the structure of the prompt. Okay, so first of all, you have to assign a role to the large language model. It starts with the role. Okay, for example, if you want it to, let's say, write your story, you will say, you are an awesome, fabulous storyteller. Okay. If you want it to analyze stocks, you would say, you are extremely good at analyzing financial results, stocks, companies, and you are a stock analyst, right? So you have to, first of all, you give it a role, then you specify the task. Okay, so now when you say you are an expert in financial analysis of stocks, you have given it the role. Now you have to give it the task. Okay, the task is, let's say you want to analyze, for example, for your startup, you want to say, hey, I want you to analyze this market and give me the top three problems that exist in this market, right? So you have to specify what you want from it. That is where you define the task. Okay, then you give it the directions, meaning these are the specifics, what you are looking for. uh, all the details come here. So you, the more specific you are, and nowadays large language models are able to take in a lot of text. So for example, Google Gemini can take in up to, like, 700,000 words, right? Even Anthropic can take thousands and thousands of words. So you can be very, very specific. The more specific you are, the better the outcome will be. Then you have to specify the steps if there are any steps involved. First you do this, then you do this, then you do this. It's like a recipe, right? Like recipe of a cake. So you give the steps, and then you have to tell it what you are allowed, what you are allowing it to do, and what it should not be doing. Okay, do's and don'ts are the guardrails, right? So you tell your scope is this, do not do this, do this, whatever you require, you stress on it, and whatever you want it to avoid, you have to specify that do not do this, right? So those are the directions. Once the directions are given, you give the output format, or you can give the examples before the output format. But you have to give the format of the output that you want from it. Okay, be very clear about things, so it knows that, oh, you want ABC out of this, right? You want, for example, if you want JSON document generated, then you have to say, hey, I want the JSON, and these are the keys, and these are the values in this format, and there's an array here. So you have to give the whole output format. It can be HTML, it can be plain text, it can be JSON, it can be code like Python or TypeScript or JavaScript, anything. Then you give examples. Examples is how the large language models have been trained on, right? So examples work beautifully, really good. This is the trick. If you give it two or three examples, it's going to be really, really good at it, especially if your task is really, really new. If you are just using a typical task that large language models do, you don't need to provide examples. But if you wanted to do some unique task, then you should provide examples. And in examples, you give the input and what the output was, right? So it learns from example. It really, really learns well from examples. And then you give the input data. If you have any inputs, you give that input data. And then you say, okay, go. And then it will go on uh, creating this thing. So, right? So again, role, task, directions, examples, output, input, all those things. Okay, in this particular order. Now we are going to dive in. Okay, so we are going to look at examples of those things. So let me just go through that again. So we are going to look at all these things: how it can create stuff, how it can summarize, analyze, extract entities from a large amount of data, transformation, translation, how it can infer, how it can expand, and chatbot. Now we'll see how we keep up with time. If not, then we'll probably skip over a few of these, but you'll still get all the prompts. Okay, you'll still get all the things. So let's dive in. All right. So creation. Here we are just starting with a fun activity, children's storybook, but you can choose what you want to create. Okay, you want to now we are just going to look through this example, and then you can decide if you want to go for a children's book or if you want to go for a novel for the adults or a script for a movie or anything that you want to create. So this is the first thing. Okay, so look at this. We are first of all going to give it a role. So we are telling it you're a popular. Now this really really mean a lot. You're a popular children's book author with good knowledge of, and then we are putting a special what you call a uh, unique role here. Okay, so we are saying you're good at pirate language. Okay, the way the pirates of you must have probably watched Pirates of the Caribbean. So that's the language we want. Now this is the task we are giving. Now you can separate these things with a line, so that's very very clear to it. Or you can just skip. You can just skip the lines and you can make it one paragraph. It doesn't matter much. But this for us to understand, right? So write a very nice 5-page children's book using pirate English. It's very, very clear how long we want it. We want it very nice, and it's children's book and it's pirate English. So you have to be very, very specific about what you want. And then we are saying, here are the details. So we want about 40 rhyming sentences in easy English at grade 2 level. Okay, 8 per page. So you see how specific I am here. You have to be very, very specific about things, and then you will get a really, really good output. Okay, the story is about, now we are specifying what it is about. The pirate is saving a stranded man on a deserted island, right? Now we also wanted to describe the visuals on each page in such a way that the description can be given to another AI to generate the visual images. So yes, you can tell one AI, like you can tell Claude to generate a prompt for any other image generation model. Let's say you're using Microsoft Copilot for image generation, or you're using your own image generation tool. You can tell one AI to generate the prompt for the other one. So we are telling it to generate this prompt, right? And then we are also giving it directions, like think step by step, do not rush. And wait a minute, what is this temperature? So you can give a large language model something called temperature. When the temperature is zero, you want it to stick to facts. And when the temperature is, sometimes some models take it as one, some models take it as two. But when the temperature is like zero point 0.9 or 1, you're saying, go ahead, be creative, imagine things, right? So that is the scale of imagination. So if you are doing a research for some medical thing, or financial research, you don't want it to create stuff, right? So you will use temperature as zero. If you are generating code, use temperature zero, right? But here we are generating creative text for a movie or for a children's book, so we want it to be creative, right? So remember this temperature thing and use it. Now we are providing this format of output. See, we are saying provide the story in Markdown. So you can note down the word Markdown. Markdown is a format for providing text. It's a special format in which you can put special symbols for making text as bold, italics, or heading 1, heading 2, or even you can format tables in it. So you can Google it later, Markdown format, right? It's like HTML, but much, much, much simpler. So we want it in Markdown format, and then this is the way we want it: page, story, image description, right? Now you can see all these things here. These are called placeholders. Okay. When you give them like this between the angle brackets and with hyphenated thing, it understands it really well that it has to be replaced. It's not normal text. This is a placeholder. So use these for placeholders, or there are other ways of using placeholders. You can Google it later, but you have to be in a way marking placeholders as special things so that it knows that you know image description goes here, right? So it knows that where the image description is going to go. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this and uh, wait. Before that, let me share this document. So this is where we are going to share code. So I'm going to copy a link, go back here, and code sharing. Oops, sorry. Yeah. So go to this doc. This is where I'm going to share code. And first, I'll paste the structure of the prompt. I'll also paste this, what we are going to learn. Okay. And then we are going to also do this. And then we will go to the first one, creation. Oh yeah, prompt structure. Okay. And then, so I'm just going to paste the prompts and not the output that I have. I'm not going to paste the results there. So that's the idea. So we'll give you like 5 minutes to go over this. Uh, what you can do is you just replace the text that I've given here in purple with your thing, and go to any of these GPTs and try it out. Just paste this in the chat text box, and then just replace, let's say, instead of pirate English, you can take your own African language. Yes, it does, all, uh, it does over like 100, 200 languages, different languages. I would not say all. And then also choose the theme that you want. May not be pirate. You want, a children's book about ducks and pigs and cows. Or if you want You don't want a children's book, you can tell it to write a novel for a suspense novel, right? So just try it out very quickly and see the result. So I can show you, here is the result, right? Uh, so it really made a really nice rhyme. It also gave me the image description, page one, page two. Now you can see it's marking this page three and all, because we have given this format that give me the page, then story, and then image description, and it is going to give you that particular format. So that is what I want you to learn, that whatever output format you are giving to it is crucial. Okay, so we'll just give 2 more minutes and then we'll go to the next one because of the time crunch that we have. In the meanwhile, if anyone just wants to quickly share what they tried out, it would be cool if you can, just unmute and say, Samir, I tried out this and it worked, it did not work. And give me a thumbs up if you tried it, so that I know, at least know that some people have tried it out. Nice, Dylan has it. Kotso, I mean, Amine. Great. Oh, cool. So a lot of you have tried it. All right, let's move on. We'll go to the more interesting thing is summarization. Okay, so the world is filled with millions and zillions of documents, right? You have your, from your financial data to medical data to this data to that data, everywhere there's like humongous amounts of data and text. Now you don't have time to go through every word of it and every letter of it, right? So summarization is where uh, AI is going to save a lot of your time and effort. Okay, as an absorber of knowledge. So uh, here we are going to literally summarize a bunch of text into what makes sense, right? That is called summarization. Basically, just condense it to what is really the crux of it. Give me the juice, right? So this is the juice maker. So the prompt. Now, see here we are again starting with the role. You are an expert at English language. Your task is to generate a short summary of a product review from an e-commerce site. Summarize the review below. Now remember this. This is important. Delimited by triple backticks. A backtick is the character that you have right below the escape key on the keyboard, or it's on the left of the number one on the keyboard, right? This guy here. You see these triple backticks. This is a common way of giving large language model a bunch of text. Okay, when you start with these triple backticks. Okay, and now we are quantifying it. Hey, summarize it to 30 words, right? And here is the output format, and we want first to first the AI should repeat the original review and then give me the summary, and then I'm giving the input. Now for you right now, go to Amazon and search for any product. You can search for like Nike shoes, or you can search for t-shirt or whatever, right? Search and then go to the reviews which are like 3-star reviews. Don't go to the 5-star reviews. Go to the 3-star reviews, which are a mix. It is a mix of negative and positive. That's where the fun is. Copy one review and use for this. Okay, so I'm going to copy this prompt and paste in here summarization. So copy this prompt, and what you're going to do is after this summary and summary of review, put triple backticks like this. Put these triple backticks, and then at the end of it, again put this triple backticks. Okay, and in between, you paste that review that you copy from Amazon. Okay, now here I'm giving you an example, like this is a board game, some board game, and this is a review, and you can see that there is a lot of details that the reviewer has given here, that what they liked, what they didn't like. I think this is a dog toy, probably, uh, and the dog has been good, and so etc. etc. Right? So, or uh, it's a review for a game for a 4-year-old or something. So look at this. It reviewed. It went through this and just summarized it to this thing. I love board games. Right? This introduces to rolling die, correct color, right? Events happen, and then teaching some patience, all the commercial. So this is sorry, this is the I'm sorry, this is the summary. That is the original review. So a simple board game for young kids, teaching dice rolling, right? Dog toy is cute, made of soft material. Water leakage was an issue, and it was resolved, right? So all these details, everything here is just captured in this about 30 words, right? So this is very, very, very useful technique. You can use it, and we will, when we get time at the end, we'll go through an idea. I'll show you an idea how this can be used in your hackathon. Okay. So we'll give it 2 minutes. Just copy paste. It's just copy paste. Just copy paste the review in your AI tool, and it should be able to summarize it. You can change if you want. You can change the instead of 30 words, you can say 10 words. You can just say 5 words. It's not going to, probably it will do a good job in 5 words. It will just say it's a positive review or something, but experiment with that. So we'll give it 2 minutes. Yeah. Again, as you do this, hey, I'm just reminding, start a new chat every time. Start a new chat. Okay, don't copy paste in the same. And start giving me thumbs up if you tried it, so that we can go to the next one. All right, time for bonus. So we are going to give away the first bonus. Okay, Bun. So, Bun, we are looking at use cases here. If maybe you don't, probably you didn't get the link. I'm just going to paste the link again. And thanks for telling us that you're not able to understand. So here is the link again. This is where I'm sharing the code. Okay. We went over what is the structure of the prompt. Prompt engineering is the way you talk to an artificial intelligence model. Please ask your teammates. If you have teammates, chat with them and ask them how to go about doing these exercises. We are right now in the middle of the workshop doing the second exercise. And this is the time for bonus. And so the first bonus, Anthropic has a prompt library. Okay. And this is where you go. So I'm going to copy this and paste it in the chat. So if you even Google this, you will get to it. But this is the first bonus. Okay. So go to this link and check it out. Okay. Sorry. Copy. So This is a prompt library, and look at this. If it has all the prompts to give you uh, examples of what prompts look like, right? These are professional prompts that really, really work well. And you can see, like, when you click on website wizard, right? Look at this. This is how the prompt is designed. Uh, wherever it says system is all the things that you give uh, to the AI as a preamble, as an introduction, right? So here it's saying your task is to create one page website based on this thing. The website should be like this. It's, it has to incorporate this HTML code and everything. And now it's giving the details. One page website on EduQuest or something, a fixed navigation bar. So all these are the details. It are the do's and don'ts are here, right? And then it's showing you here the output of code that it created, right? So you have access to this whole prompt library. You can, make it an SQL expert, Excel expert, Python debugger, right? Culinary creator. So many prompts are there. You can just, look at them, learn from them, how they structure the language, how they give the details, and you will become an expert prompt engineer. Believe me, if you go through this prompt. So that is our first bonus, and we have such six different bonuses. So now let's dive into the next one. I hope we are able to cover all the use cases. So we are at the third one, analysis. And this is a fabulous, fabulous tool whenever you're shopping, buying something, or if you are doing research for your startup or your project in hackathon. You want to do research, right? You want to compare things. You want to see what are the pros and cons. You want to debate with the AI on certain things. So that's where analysis comes in. Analysis also comes in financial analysis, medical analysis, industrial analysis. So you can do any kind of analysis. You can make them an expert in that, and the AI will really, really give you fabulous results. Now, we are making it an expert in AI. So we are telling you are an expert in AI. Okay, we are giving this the role to the AI, and we are saying your task is to research various open source AI models of today and compare them on various parameters. Now, look how I am detailing out what I want. That is important. You have to learn this way of detailing out. Use bullet points and you be very, very clear with what you want. So, I am telling it, I want the size of parameters, modality, code generation, and logical problem solving. I want you to analyze these models on these things. Now, these are the do's and don'ts. Only consider the top five SOTA models. SOTA means state of the art. You can use SOTA. State of the art meaning the best of the best. So we are saying only consider the top five SOTA models, and then this is the output. Present your comparison analysis in a table. Look, this makes the whole difference. If you specify, give me a table, give me HTML code, give me JSON, that's where it will make all the difference. And look at this, it gave me this beautifully. Here is a comparison of the top five models. Now, in a minute, I know that Llama 3, is really good at logical problem solving. And let's say uh, Bloom is also, equal to Llama 3. So I'm able to get all these things uh, extremely quickly because I gave it a really, really good prompt and I told it what I want. If you want to compare, let's say, Nike shoes, you tell, I want you to analyze it on price, comfort, availability, colors, etc., etc., and it'll analyze it for you, right? So I'm going to paste this copy, paste. Yeah. So you can now use this prompt, but replace AI analysis with LLM. If you want it to do an analysis for your startup idea, let's say you're hacking to build a financial app. You can say, hey, you are expert at financial analysis, and compare the top 5 APIs for getting financial data, and then give it the details, or whatever you want to compare. You can get a comparison of top 5, top 10, whatever you give. It'll compare them and present them in a table. So try this out. We'll give it maybe 2 minutes, and then we'll go to the next one. But this is really fantastic. I use it all the time for shopping. Whenever I want to shop, I would tell it to do a analysis of things. Like if you're buying a phone or a laptop, you want to know what are the pros and cons, right? You can also use the word pros and cons here. You can tell it to use pros and cons. I'll be just back in 30 seconds. I'll be on mute for 30 seconds, okay? All right, I'm back. Let's see, I can, in the same time, we can go here. I'll open up Claude, and I'll Claude.ai, okay? And we'll copy paste that prompt, and instead of large language models, I'm going to tell it to analyze, compare. You are an expert in running shoes, okay? Your task is to research various running shoes of today and compare them on various parameters, right? Like comfort. Oh, when you want to have a new line, press Shift Enter. Shift Enter will put a new line. Okay, Shift Enter. So we want comfort, variety. Oh, by mistake, I pressed Enter. Look at this. It's giving me a fabulous analysis of the model and the comfort, and these are the top 5 shoes, right? Nike Air, Zoom, Hoka, Clift. I don't even know this guy. So then what I can do is I can give. Now here I could have given it, here I can edit and give it also like link to the website, right? And price. Someone raised hand. All right. Give me a thumbs up if you are able to do this. Cool. So look at this. It gave me price comparison website where I can, and these are all links, meaning I can go and click on this Hoka and look at, and I can look at these shoes, right? Immediately. So use this for your shopping, your research for your startup, everything, right? Cool. The analysis is done. Good. Now let's move on. Before that, I can give you the second bonus. So the second bonus, use Hugging Face. Have you heard? Give me thumbs up if you have heard about this thing called Hugging Face. Nice, nice. So Hugging Face is the GitHub for large language models. Okay, and we are going to see how easy it is to use any model on Hugging Face, right? So, uh, of course, I have omitted that line where you choose the model, but yes, you choose the model over here. You have the API key that you put in, but look at this. In 3 lines of code, you just import pipeline, and you create a pipeline, and there are some 20 such things that it can do. The pipeline can do. So, like I said, analysis, creation, summarization, all these things are there, as well as there are a lot of other things. You can look at the docs, but I'm just creating a pipe by specifying what I want it to do, right? That, and then I give it the task that, you know, here I am giving the task classification. I'm just saying, giving it the text that I wanted to analyze, right? This restaurant is awesome but pricey, and immediately you'll get an answer. Like in 2 lines of code, you have created an app which is going to take in uh, restaurant surveys and give you the reviews, right? Whether it's positive or negative. So use Hugging Face, go to Hugging Face, and it's huggingface.co. And they have code samples, they have all the models in the world. They have spaces where you can experiment with all the models. You can try out image generation, voice generation, image classification. Everything is there, and it's free. You can use Hugging Face for free to a really, really good extent. So use Hugging Face. Cool. So, all right. So that was a good bonus. Now let's go to the next one, and that is entity extraction. This is super, super useful for your hackathon. Okay. Imagine you can build really awesome products with this, because it's so difficult to extract the important stuff and the entities from this thing. So imagine I give you a financial report and I say, hey, extract all the things that are related to the stock price or the expenses of this company. So you want to extract things from a blob of text, right? Imagine someone gave you the medical report for 100 patients, and now you want to extract the types of diseases from those reports. So that is called entity extraction. And we are going to give it a role. You are an expert at entity extraction. That is very direct. And we are saying extract the names of players from the following text, delimited by triple backticks. So we are telling it where it starts and where it ends, and create a JavaScript array of the names. So look at how specific I am. I want a JavaScript array of the names and of the players, right? So this is a very short prompt. Now try this out. You can, so here I'm giving it, and in the example, the Golden State Warriors is a very famous basketball team of NBA from here. I gave it a bunch of text from the Wikipedia page of that team, and just as an example, and look at this, it has all the names of the cities, the coaches, everything. There are some players in here, and then there are teams, and everything is there. And let's see the result. Look at this, beautifully it created a JavaScript array. It also gave it a name, const player names, and it picked out only the names here, right? So if the data is something that it already knows, it's open public data, then it'll actually think about whether it's a player or not a player, and it'll do that. So for example, if you want to extract from a medical report, the drugs that are used over there, so yeah, it can totally figure out whether it's a drug or not. So we are going to very quickly try out entity extraction. Go to Wikipedia, or go to any, I would say, for the lack of time, just go to Wikipedia and copy a football or soccer team or any sport that you like, just copy that, and you can stick to the names of players. Or if you're looking at any other thing, just change names of players to that, and just try to extract things out of that blob of text, and let me know if you did not get a JavaScript array. I'm pretty sure it will give you a JavaScript array. Okay, so you can use this in your hackathon idea. You can use entity extraction to extract. You can base it on whatever problem you're trying to solve. Extract latitude, longitude, or names of cities uh, from travel websites, or names of hotels from travel websites. So you can do a lot of web scraping and extract important things out of it, like news articles, right? You want to extract the uh, names of people from those, so you can extract. So this is extremely important skill that AI has. So we'll give it a minute or two, and then we'll go to the next one. So try out some fun stuff. Cool. Purity is the first. Who is the second to give you thumbs up? Dylan is always in the first five. Even Amine. Nice. All right, let's go forward. So I hope you're liking it so far. You can put in the comments if I'm going too fast or too slow, or it's interesting, it's not interesting. Let me know. So the next one is transformation. This is actually, you can use it for translation, but you can also convert code from Python to Java, Java to JavaScript. You can tell it to convert text into code, or you can transform an HTML table into a JavaScript array. Whatever you want to do from one thing to the other, right? You can. So here I'm giving it a role again. You are an international translator. Here are messages in various languages, right? The first one is, I think it's French. The second one is some language. The third one is one. So I'm giving it languages, but I'm not even telling it which languages they are, right? And I'm saying translate all of these into English after detecting their respective languages, right? I'm very clear. The output is English, and what it should be doing is detect the respective language. Look at this. It says French. It's a very simple game. Spanish, some pixels, right? Italian, Polish. Now, if you have, I know that there are like thousands of languages in Africa. So if you want it to translate something from English, maybe the Wikipedia page that you copied for the entity extraction, just take a paragraph from that and translate in your own language, and look at whether it makes a good translation or it messes up somewhere, right? Uh, so we are just going to do language translation, but yes, you can translate a bunch of code from Python to JavaScript, and like I said, you can translate anything to anything. Or if you want to change the format of a JavaScript array into something else, you just give it an example. Hey, the employee array right now is name, age, and employee ID. I want it to be first name, middle name, last name, and such, and we'll do that. So we are going to experiment with transformation. All right, here is transformation. Now you can replace anything over here where we say messages. You can just replace that with anything and just give it the target language, and it should be able to do. We are at the halfway mark, so uh, in a minute I'm going to give the third bonus, and then we will take a break for 5 minutes. If you want to take a bio break and come back. This really works very uh, interestingly. This is also a lot of um, application in your hackathon. So if you're designing it for Africa, right? If you are designing some app for Africa and you want uh, for that particular country, if you're making an app where a traveler travels from north of Africa to south, and you want it to be translated into the South African languages, uh, or the best African languages, you can do that. You can have that feature built in your app, right? So this prompt will help you in that, making your app versatile and global. It can also be like a medical report in a particular format, and you want to convert it to a format that the United Nations uses or something like that. You can use totally one format to the other. Okay, so here is the third bonus. Bonus number 3. Use Vercel AI SDK for easy integration with React, Vue, and Svelte. Okay, so you just need to, people who are familiar with JavaScript or who work on the front end, you just say npm install AI, right? And then in your code, you just say literally this. So there are two types of generations. One is the, in one shot generation, and the other is streaming. Streaming is when the task is going to take a lot of time. Then you use the streaming API, and that is more complex. So I'm not showing it here, but yes, the code is available on Vercel. Vercel is a company where you can host your React app for free. For free, you can host it there for free. So check out Vercel. There is another website called Netlify, Netlify. Vercel and Netlify give you free hosting. So when you're hacking, you create a product, you create a UI, just drop it on Vercel or Netlify, and you have a website over there for free for life, right? So take advantage of that. And look at this result. Just say await generate text, give it the model. Of course, you'll need the API key for the model, and give it the prompt. That's it. You get the result. It's so simple. So Vercel AI makes it really simple. Go to sdk.vercel.app. I'm just going to copy this and paste it in the chat. So yeah, use. Oh yeah. Sir, can you share the bonuses somewhere? Yes. So I'm sorry, I missed to share the second. I did share the first one. So I'll go back to the second one, and also share this. Yes. Here. So this is the Hugging Face link. This is the Vercel link, right? So use Vercel for hosting your apps. It's free, right? If you are using React, uh, It's so easy to, in one line of code, you can deploy it. You make a change, deploy it in one line of code. On Netlify, you just say Netlify deploy, it's deployed, in one line of code. So yeah, the other one is Netlify. I'm just going to mention that, free hosting of your apps, Vercel, Netlify. All right, so let's move on. Oh yeah, we'll take a bio break now for, let's say, 5 minutes or 4 minutes. We'll be back at, in 4 minutes. Okay, so I'm just going to switch off my video and audio. I'll just keep the audio on. I'm not going anywhere, but you can. And if you want to chit chat with me for 4 minutes, if you have any difficulties, issues, you have any ideas or anything, go off mute and chat with me. What about those built with Flask or Django based, right? So for hosting or no, so yeah, so Vercel will host. Can we get the link for the doc? Oh yes, yeah. Here is the code that we are working with. So doc with prompts. So for hosting Python apps, right, you should look at, okay, here, Python apps, build the UI with Streamlit. How many of you know Streamlit? Give me thumbs up. And host for free. Host for free. So when you go to Streamlit, you can host Python apps. Streamlit, right? So get started. See, all for free. Look at this free. So you can deploy, manage, and share your apps with the world for free on Streamlit. Okay, ridiculously easy. Sign in with GitHub, pick up the repo, deploy. Boom. So go on Streamlit and you can deploy your Python app there. You can also build your UI using Streamlit. It's so easy to build Streamlit apps. It's very, very easy. You can look at a bunch of code here. They have authenticator, they have all sorts of things. Streamlit is a library that will give you widgets and charts to build your Python app using Python. You don't need to use React or anything if you're good at Python. Hope that was an extra bonus. All right. I hope we all had a bio break.
Yeah, so I have a question.
Sure.
All right, so this document, this no code prompt engineering tool, can we have access to it? Like, unless I want to read it in my spare time or stuff like that.
Yes, I have. Did you look at the link that I just pasted, which says doc with prompts?
Okay. I'll just.
So what you do is this. Okay, you make a copy of, at the very end of this, when I've pasted all the prompts, you you go to your Google Docs and you say make a copy. So you copy it in your Google Drive, so it's with you forever. Even if I tomorrow, delete it or whatever, I restrict access, you will have it in your um, this thing for okay. I'm going to.
Okay,
Oh
please, can
wait.
you please share the link again because I can't see it again.
So I've pinned this message. So I hope there is something called pinning, and everyone should be able to see that. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, again. Can you repeat your question?
I think the people who joined after you send the message maybe might not able to see it.
Yes. So I just pinned it. By
We
pinning,
will
probably it stays.
paste it, no worries. So yeah, we'll paste
And
it
I'll go
again.
on pasting it again and again for people who are joining late. I am going to share everything. So I'm going to share this doc. At the end, I'll also share the PowerPoint, which has all the bonuses. Okay, you can make a copy of that and keep with you, and also the tips and tricks. I'll share everything. Everything from my side is shared and free and forever. Okay. So yeah, Sani, you raised hand, Sani. All right. Um, maybe you're on mute, Sani. Anyways, let's go forward. We have some more things to cover. So I hope you are enjoying this because this is hands-on, and I really enjoy, doing all these things with AI. And I'm pretty sure you must be getting some ideas. Hey, we can use this thing in our hackathon. So at the very end, I'm going to give you a really, really cool bonus. So let's keep 5-10 minutes for that. So let's go through this. So inference, right? Inference is extremely useful because it can analyze and give you, you know, a, in one word or in one score, it can infer things out of it. And that is what we want. That's the hard work, right? And hard work we want AI to do. So the AI can do all the hard work and give you one inference. For example, here for sentiment analysis is a very, very popular thing that every company has to do, right? There is reviews or people have commented, and we want to know whether it's a positive thing or a negative thing, right? Similarly, for movie reviews, you want to know if it's a good movie or a bad movie. Or in medicine, you want to know does the patient have cancer or doesn't have cancer. So you want to infer something out of it. In a score, it can give you a score like 1.2 or something, or it can give you a signal like go, no go, right? So green, red, uh, critical, major, minor, all these things can be inferred, and that is called inference. It's a very, very strong power to have. And look at this, how we do it. So we are saying you are an expert sentiment analyst. Read the following customer review, and we paste it with the ID, customer ID text. And at the first, I really loved, and then this happened, that happened. So we are saying what is the sentiment of the above product review. Now look at this. I'm giving specifics. Give your answer in the following JSON format with the sentiment as positive or negative in place of review sentiment, right? So I want it to be here. I want the customer ID here, and I want the review text here. That is what I'm giving it. So clearly given, right? So I'm going to copy paste this. What you do is just copy some review from Amazon, and again look at reviews that are 3 star, so that it's a bit hard to figure out whether it's positive or negative. And then try it out yourself. Paste it paste it in your AI chat and see what it results. Sometimes it can make a mistake, but generally it will be really good at it. So it should give you whether it's a positive or negative review, right? So try it out. You have to replace this text from here to here, replace this with the text that you have, right? Again, you can have triple backticks at the start and end if you just want to be very clear. But you can learn from this, like how you give it the real exact format, and how you use placeholders, right? When you know all these things, you'll get really, really cool outputs. So go try it out. Yes, Ani, are you raising your hand? Sorry, cannot hear you. Yeah, go ahead. I think I can hear you now. Go ahead.
So I am looking for the. Can we get access to the presentation that we saw on the hosting setup?
On the you want the link to the hosting?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm pasting those again. Okay, and I'm pinning them so that all those things I'm pinning. So I'm pinning all the things, and let me know if when I'm pinning the comments, you're able to see them on, or you're still not able to see them. If oh, good. So I'm just going on pinning all the things. Thanks to Google that they started this pinning thing, because otherwise it was a difficult thing. Okay, so now you must have access to all the things that I said. And the Streamlit, where did I mention Streamlit? Okay. Netlify. Okay. Streamlit for hosting and creating. Okay. Streamlit also pinned. All right, let's go to the next one. But before that, bonus time. All right. Hugging face, Versal done. Oh Llama. Oh Llama. What is O Llama? How many of you have heard about O Llama? Good. So O Llama is fantastic. So you can Google O Llama, or you can go to olama.com. Okay. In one line, on one line, you can run any open source model on your laptop. You don't need to buy, expensive server time. You don't need to do that. In one line of code, you have a private, local, unlimited, free, open source model. It's private. You can disconnect from internet and then chat with it for life. So remember, models are really heavy. I would recommend to go with models that are 7 billion parameters. They will occupy around 4 to 5 GB space on your laptop. Okay, 4 to 5 GB. In one line, Olama run Llama 3, you get it on your laptop. Okay, it's free, it's open source. Olama is open source. You can switch between models. There is Code Llama for generating code Llama, and you have all the list of models on Olama. And you get an API. You get an API endpoint on your local. So let's say you want to, test out, instead of OpenAI API key, there is no API key required, but the same code that you wrote for OpenAI works exactly the same way with Olama. So all the chat completions, everything will work. You just replace the model with your local model, and then you can chat with it, experiment as much as you want, free of cost. And Llama 3, believe me, is really, really, really good. It is almost as good as GPT 3.5, or I would say GPT 4. So Llama 3 is from Meta. It's open source. Use the 7 billion parameter model. And I'm going to copy this. Remember to use, don't use smaller models. Like, don't use below 7 billion parameters, because if you ask a smaller model, I don't know if there have been a better smaller model, but smaller models which are like 2 billion parameters, if you ask it, why is the sky blue? It will not answer it. It will say, why is the earth brown? Why is this white? Why is this black? So instead of answering your question, it will go into this loop. So they are not very good. Yes, they can sometimes tell a joke, but anyone can tell a joke, right? So uh, you should have models 7 billion parameter. Use models 7 billion params and above. Okay, the next one will be 13 billion. The next one will be 40 billion. They are really, really heavy. Okay, so this is equal to 4 GB disk space. I'm pinning this too. So yeah, this is a bonus, Olama. Okay, all your hackathon experiments, you can do it for free on your own laptop. Okay, so going to our next use case. Expansion. We are not going to spend much time on it, but this is basically, if you have an email coming from a customer, they have a complaint, and you want to respond to it. That is called expansion. You have something and you want to expand on it. Or you have, let's say, someone gives you a storyline for a movie, and now you want to expand on it and create the whole script and the scenes and everything. That is called expansion. So you can expand. It's exactly opposite of summarization. Summarization condenses. This is expansion. So given a curriculum for a school for 5th grade, expand on it and fill in all the details for chapters and give me all the text that you would want to teach. So that is expansion. So here we are saying you are a customer service assistant. Your task is to send an email reply to a valued customer. Given the customer review delimited by this triple backticks, task is to generate a reply. Now, if the sentiment is positive, thank them. If the sentiment is negative, apologize and suggest. Now, you see this thing over here. It's a backslash. It's not a front slash. It's the backslash, which is below the pipe character in your keyboard. When you use that, you can go to the next line without a break. Meaning, although this is on the next line, it's saying that, hey, it's on the same line. Make sure you use specific details from the review. It is important. Now, why am I writing this? It is important to do this. It's a tip. When you want the LLM to focus on something that is important, you tell it that it is important. So you want to tell the AI that I want this, don't miss this. So when you tell something is very important, it will make sure that it's included. So we want the specific details to be included, right? Write in a concise and professional tone. So you can describe the tone of the generated text, and then you are signing it, right? So, and then we are giving it the customer review, and we are telling it that it's negative. How are we telling it that it's negative? Of course, we used AI to do the inference. So this is the result, right? It wrote thanks for sharing, and we understand it's frustrating, and it's apologizing email, right? Because it's a negative. So I'm going to give you the prompt. Just paste an Amazon review and replace the review that I have between the triple backticks with your own review. Okay. So replace all this stuff with a review that you copy from Amazon, and it should be able to generate. Remember to start a new chat. Always start a new chat. Okay. Don't forget that. Otherwise, you'll be messing things up because we are doing a lot of different things. So to start a new chat, do that. But we are not going to spend time on this one just to because we are short on time. We are coming to the best, most interesting activity, the last use case, which is a custom chatbot. Okay, the AI can actually you can make a chatbot for yourself out of AI. Again, in your hackathon app, you are going to do this using Python code or your JavaScript code, but you can convert the AI to role play with you. It's called role playing. So you are going to tell it to play the role. Here, it's a pizza order chatbot. Okay, it will take an order very nicely, and it will actually create an order that you can save to a database and give it to your kitchen to work on. Right? It's fabulous. So this is, of course, this is not one shot. This is multi-shot, meaning you are going to converse with the AI. It's not just once you give it and it completes it. Okay. So here, look at this. You are a pizza order bot, an automated service to collect. See, look at the way I'm giving it the instructions. You are collecting orders for a pizza restaurant. This is very important that you specify what it has to do. So it's going to collect the orders. We will go step by step. This is important. You have to tell it, hey, I just don't want to give you one shot. It's a multi-shot thing. So there is going to be a back and forth. Okay. Now here I'm giving the steps. You will first greet me, then ask me for my order and wait for my input. Then ask me for pickup or delivery. For my input. So look at the clear instructions. You will collect from me the entire order, then summarize it, then check it for the final time if I want to add anything else. If it's delivery, you ask me for an address. This is an important thing. Here we are doing branching, meaning if the person wants Nike shoes, you do this. If the person wants Adidas shoes, you do this. So we are giving it if conditions, not loops, if conditions, right? So you can do this branching. If this is the case, do this. So you have to use this in your hackathon app, this kind of conditioning. Finally, you will collect the payment for me from me, right? Now, here are special instructions. Make sure to clarify all options, the extra, the sizes, to uniquely identify the item from the menu. And is the tone. You respond in a very conversational, friendly style, right? Now I'm giving the menu with the prices. Look, pepperoni is large, medium, small. Cheese, large, medium, small. Eggplant. Eggplant means sometimes in some parts of the world they call it brinjal. So fries, there is a salad, there are toppings, and then there are drinks, right? Now I'm going to give you the menu also. You can replace the menu with whatever you want. If you have in your country, you eat a particular kind of dish. Instead of pizza, you can make it Indian food, and you can have naan and butter chicken and everything. If you want, you can do it African food. So make it a custom pizza order chatbot. Okay, but for fun, we are also going to do this live. Okay, so I'm going to do this live. But before I paste the prompt, we'll do it live so that everyone is paying attention. Okay, copy. Now we are going to go to, let's say, Claude. Okay, now I'm going to paste it. Okay, so I've pasted the whole thing with the menu, right? Now let's start the chat, and I'm going to zoom it in. See, it's asking me, hey there, welcome to Pizza Paradise. What can I get for you today? Okay, so I'll say, what's on your menu? See, so it went through the menu, right? So I'll say, I would like the cheese pizza. Now I have not specified the size, so it should ask me. See, it's asking me for the size. It's giving me the prices. I'll say medium. Now I'm not going to say medium. I'll just say mid. It'll understand it's medium, right? Anything else? Maybe some fries. Okay, I'll say fries and drink. Now it'll ask me that, okay, I have, Coke, Sprite, and bottled water. They are all 3 except water is 2. I'll say water. Nice. So all right, bottled water and what fries would like? Small. Perfect. Now it's summarizing the order. See, I told it to summarize the order. It's summarized. Let's see if the calculation is correct. It's 550 and 9. Yes. Cool. Great. Glad. Okay, now it's pick up or delivery. I'll say delivery. It's got it. Delivery. Could you provide me the address? I'll say 123 Main Street. I am near Washington, D.C., so I'm going to say Washington, D.C. Now let's move to the payment. Your total comes to how would you like to pay? Right? We accept this. I'll say cash on delivery. See, I just created a full app that takes an order from a complex menu, asking the questions the right way and summarizing it. And this I can, I could have told it to I could have told it to make it into a JSON and post it to my database. Yes, Rayan. Can you go on mute? Sorry, off mute. Can't hear you. Hey, Rayan. All right. So give me a thumbs up if you were able to see this whole conversation. Enjoyed it? Cool. So we created a full app without coding, no code, right? Only through prompting. So imagine if you can do this, what you can do with this power of prompting and coding. All this we are doing, you said, is prompt engineering. Yes, Takurzua. Yes, this is all prompt engineering, and you have become a prompt engineer. Congrats. So just just by prompting, we have achieved a full chatbot and taking orders. So imagine if you wanted to, instead of chatbot, if you wanted to create a nurse, like or a pet, what do you call it, veterinarian. Hey, my dog is throwing up since the morning, and then you have full detailed prompt with all the if and else conditions given to the AI, and you have now grounded it in all this information. So the nurse knows, oh, if your dog is throwing up, what did it eat in the breakfast? Oh, did you give normal dog food? Okay, did it eat an insect? So all this it can do, and it will give you an analysis. Oh, okay, I'm booking an appointment at your nearest vet, and so on. So this is just through prompt engineering. So imagine if you have code with prompts, and in the code you have all these if branches and loops and everything. So you get an answer, and in your Python code you deal with the branching. Then again send a prompt to this thing. You can build a really complex uh, app with this, which does conversation, right? Travel booking. Hey, I want to go from DC to London. All right, sir, would you like business class or economy class? Right, all this is just like this pizza bot, right? You can totally do through prompt engineering. So those are some applications, and it's bonus time. All right, let's go to the next one. Bonus.
Hello.
Hey.
I'm sorry, because my microphone was
Oh,
not working well. So I want to ask you about something.
go ahead.
Okay. You showed how you can make a chatbot with a full menu conversation, something.
Yeah.
I want to ask you about if how can we guide the chatbot to not answering another topic, and how to can be sure about calculating the sum of all the order that the customer ordered.
Right. Good question. So generative AI is not very good at calculation. It can make simple calculations like what we had. It can make simple, but it can make mistakes. It can. So what you do is you give it. So that is why where your code is involved, right? So in your Python app, what you do is you. Is it possible to share the link to that presentation? Yes, yes, yes. I'll share all the links. Don't worry. So Ryan, uh, uh, yeah, I'll share all the bonuses. Hold on. So what you do is you send the prompt to the bot. Uh, then it will give you the order, right? It can totally collect the order. So it will give you the order, and you can ask it to give you the order in JSON, right? So it will give you like name of the item or item ID, name, and price. You can do this calculation of adding these things up, multiplying it by tax and adding the tax and the delivery charges, everything you can do in Python. And then you send it back to the bot and say, hey, respond to the customer using this. So you can totally do the calculations on your part in Python if you don't trust the LLM to do calculations, right? So you use part of the prompt engineering with the LLM, and you do part of it in your Python or JavaScript this app. Cool. That is the more trustworthy way of doing it. So I at the end I'm going to share all these bonuses, of course. But right now we are looking at. I did this course, and believe me, Brandon is an amazing teacher, and he has this really cool course on uh, LangChain. How many of you know LangChain? Give me thumbs up. LangChain is a fantastic library that you should know about if you are going to build AI apps. Okay, it's a base library. It solves a lot of your problems because, like just now Ryan asked, right? You have to chain things. So you have to create a chain where you ask something to the LLM and then you bring it back, you do something, then so it's a chain of things. So when you have chains like this, there are 3 4 types of chains. One is the linear, one is the branching, like we did for the pizza. Then there is parallel and all such. So just go to, I'm going to copy paste this link and stuff, and he explains it so beautifully. It's a 3-hour course, but just do it and you will get a full view of LangChain with code samples. When you have code samples, it becomes so easy to follow because you can experiment with it in your own Visual Studio Code. So it's a free course. It's on YouTube. So go through that. Okay. I learned LangChain through this course. All right.
Okay, so I have a question.
Right. Sure.
I want to, is it because you've been talking a lot about Python and JavaScript? What if someone uses a language like Ruby? Is that okay?
Yeah. So yes, absolutely. But what you do is, if you're building, let's say, if you're building the backend using Ruby, you can still, let's say, you want to use LangChain, and LangChain comes in 2 flavors: Python and TypeScript. Right now, your app is in Ruby, but you want to use LangChain. Okay, LangChain is not in Ruby, so you host the LangChain API as an API on a server, and then your Ruby app can talk to it like you would do with any other API, right? So uh, you're not just limited to things that are available in Ruby. So you build your Ruby app, uh, you host it on its own server, you host the Python app on Streamlit or Vercel or Netlify if it's in TypeScript. You can actually host a Python app also on Vercel and Netlify. It will only not give you the front end; it will give you the back end API. So it will return you JSON. So you can host it there and then talk to it. Yeah.
Okay, so because from my observation, I was looking at Llama. Llama looks very easy to incorporate with Ruby.
Olama.
So,
Olama.
yes.
So
Olama,
Olama,
yes.
yes. Olama gives you an endpoint which is 11434 or something port. So you go to localhost colon 11434 and you have an API to talk to. So yes, you using Ruby, you send a post request, you get back response. Yes, you can use Olama.
Yes. Okay, thank you.
And same you can do with all these Anthropic, OpenAI, everyone. You can just chat with them via API. Yeah, Rian.
Please, I want an answer for the second question. I think you forget to answer me about guardrailing the chatbot to not answering another topic or
Yeah.
other than the order that other than the rule that I give it to him.
Right. So yes, you put the guardrails by saying don't. So you'll say stick to this topic, stick to the facts. Do not imagine things. Do not divert from this topic. If someone asks you about anything other than this topic, right? Ignore that this thing. Ignore the input and just stick to the topic, or ask the user to ask about the topic. So you give these special instructions. Don't do this. Don't go off topic. Stick to this topic, and you will only answer from the menu. If the user tries to give you an order which is not in the menu, do not just explain to the user you don't offer it and stick to the menu. Yeah, you give these special instructions.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
So so there is a part in my prompt which says do's and don'ts. That's where the guardrails come. So that was this thing. Now let's go to the bonuses. So we have the last bonus, which is free certificate short course in 1 hour. Well, you'll take 2 or 3 hours actually, but the course says 1 hour. You will get a certificate from deep learning, which is, if you look for deep learning, it's the best institute for learning AI. Okay, uh, they have the best people in the industry who invented LangChain, who invented crewAI. All these people. So you're saying we are mentioning crewAI here. So all the people who actually created these LLMs and frameworks, they come and teach on DeepLearning.AI. You can get a free certificate that you can display on LinkedIn. Yes, if you go to my LinkedIn, right? LinkedIn.com/in/ oh God, come on. Join. I have signed in. Or I'll just wait. Why do I need to? Can I not just go to LinkedIn? Okay. If you go to my LinkedIn, I just don't want to go through the whole sign in right now. You will see that I have the certificate from OpenAI in crewAI, right? So what is crewAI? How many of you know crewAI? Okay. So crewAI is an extremely important thing that you should learn, because that is where the whole AI is going. Right now, what you're using AI for is multi-shot, single shot. You're conversing with an API, but that is not the future of AI. The future of AI is agents. Imagine a full army or a group or a team of agents working for you, right? Let's say you are a physician working at a hospital, right? So you want an AI which fulfills the nurse role. You want an AI which fulfills the receptionist role, the counselor role, the psychologist role. All these roles are to be filled in. So you can create a crew or a team of AI with these expertise. And how do you do it? Through prompting. You say you are an expert nurse practitioner, you are an expert at anesthesia, you are an expert at a receptionist, as a receptionist, right? You give these roles and you describe the role to them, and you create these agents, and then the agents converse between themselves, sending messages in that team, and then they solve this problem. Imagine that. That is the future of AI. And now you can use crewAI, which is a very simple framework, to create your own team. You can create a development team, like you can create a web developer, a manager, a program manager, a marketer, and they interact with each other and give you a solution, right? So learn crewAI. That is where the future is. If you want, you can implement crewAI in your hackathon, right? You create a crew of all the roles and they solve a problem. That is the way AI is going to be in the future. And you get a certificate that you post on LinkedIn for free. And it's just 1 hour. Like you can put in like 2-3 hours and you can get the certificate, and it's always displayed on your profile. Imagine how much it will help you in getting a job, right? So do this course, multi AI agent systems. It's very easy course. They have on the side, they have the code that you go through. You can change the code. You can, just like we did with prompting here, it's hands-on. On the side, there is a video and you do this code and you do all these exercises and you get a certificate. The certificate is one thing, but you will learn crewAI. That is the most important thing. And you can use it in this hackathon. Yes, Emmanuel. Can't hear you, sorry. Are you on mute? Yeah, you're on mute, Emmanuel. Hello? Yeah, Emmanuel, when you're able to go off mute, you can go and ask me. So I hope you liked this bonus. How many are you just at least going to check this out? Give me a thumbs up. Check it out. Yes. And it's, for no cost, you can display it on LinkedIn. What more? Oh, yes. Did I forget to tell you? Deep Learning has awesome courses on everything for free. You can go on getting these certificates, and of course you can learn how to do the code. You get sample code, you use it, apply it, and make your own projects. You can learn all sorts of things like agents, LangChain, and all the sorts of things that you would want to learn. And they're the best in the industry. Believe me, they're the best. Okay. So that was bonus. And now I'm going to give you a super bonus. Where is the super bonus? Oh, yes. There are some tips before that. Let's go through this. Pro tips. Okay. So structure of a great prompt. Like I said, role, task, directions. Yeah, directions are specifics, steps, do's and don'ts, output format, examples, and input data. Cool. Pro tip number 1. When you don't know what is the input that is needed, let's say you want to create an app for, solving some, let's say, medical thing, right? I am not good at medicine. So you want to create a virtual doctor. You ask the AI, tell me what you need. Yes, when you say tell me what you need, the AI will give you exactly what it needs from you. It will say, okay, what is the role of the physician? Give me the size of the patient group, etc., etc. Right? So tell me what you need. When you want ChatGPT or your AI to pay good attention to something, put it in all caps like this, like screaming at the AI. Please tell me the exact ingredients. When you tell anything in all caps, it knows that it's important. Pro tip number 3, when you want it to stick to facts, you say these do's and don'ts. Do not use your imagination, stick to the facts. Use the facts from the provided text. This is very important to me. Like I said, when you say this is important to you, it will stick to it. So you have to tell it and then set the temperature to 0. When you set temperature to 0, it will stick to facts. Okay. Pro tip number 4, tell it not to jump at the conclusion. You have to specify this. Do not rush. Do not start writing immediately. Let's go step by step. Or you can also tell it, tell me what you're thinking, and it will tell you, I'm thinking about XYZ. And then you can direct it, yeah, but you're right about X, but not about YZ, right? Pro tip number 5, we already went through this. You have to use angle brackets to use as placeholders. So when you use this, it will replace this placeholder with the right stuff. All right. Tell me what you need, all caps, stick to the facts, step by step, and angle brackets. Cool. So these are the pro tips. But show you is this one. This one. Yes. So I'm going to zoom in on this one. Okay. Look at this. So in your hackathon, this is a really, really big bonus, okay? Look at this, how I use prompt engineering to, if I was a hackathon participant, right? As a hackathon participant, how would I use prompt engineering to solve my hackathon problem? So look at this. I hope you are able to see this. You are an expert in entrepreneurship. I will give you a topic and you have to generate 5 less common, this is important, less common ideas. Okay, I don't want the common ideas. I want the less common but extremely beneficial startup ideas for the topic. Remember, avoid giving me common ideas. Like I'm stressing, I don't want common ideas. We want the more uncommon, creative, problem solving, unique ideas with a high probability of financial success and utility. So look how I'm specific about what I want. Then I'm telling it to go step by step. First, come up with 10 ideas and then think deeply about those and then narrow down to the top 5. Now, here's your topic. Applying summarization that we learned just now as a use case, you can say entity extraction, you can say inference, you can say expansion, anything. Using generative AI in the field of medicine. Look at this. It gave me 10 ideas. These are the initial 10 ideas, right? AI powered medical research summarizer, patient history summarizer, etc., etc. It describes the ideas. And then I said, okay, give me the top 5. And it said, after considering the potential impact, uniqueness, here are the top 5. Medical research summarizer summarizes medical research for professionals. Patient history summarizer summarizes patient history for the doctors, etc. Then I told it, I like the patient history summarizer idea. Then it said, yes, good. This is the key features. It will have data integration. It will have NLP, which is LLM, right? Customizable summaries, like every healthcare provider should be able to do that, etc., etc. The benefits, the challenges, the market potential, right? Where I can use it. I said, create the specifications for this app for an MVP, which is a minimum viable product, which is the end result of your hackathon, right? That I can build in 5 days with my team of 3 developers. So I'm specifying this that I don't have a big team. Okay, so it gave me these specifications. On day 1, you do this. You plan, you set up, you do basic UI design like login, patient history summary, backend, what should you use, what should I use, etc. Right? It gave me the details. Now I said, give me the key features for the MVP. So it will have authentication, data input, etc. So all of this came through because of prompt engineering. And I'm saying, let's work on the scope. What would be the top 3 features in terms of utility that you have to tell? I want the top 3 features for use. So it said, it has to have user authentication, and then patient data input and integration, and then summarization, right? So I'm saying, describe 3 use cases for this app in a real world scenario. Create user stories using fake names. Each story should describe the problem and then tell me how the app will solve it. So it says, see, Dr. Smith has this user story. It's giving me a full story and the solution, how the app helps it. From this, I come to know the utility of the app, right? Using the patient history, Jackson can access Sarah's records and generates a summary, including the abdominal surgeries and everything. So look at this. And then I'm saying, give me a short sample of code using the Hugging Face API for actual summarization. Include the prompt template that would be needed. I'm saying, give me the prompt template. See, it's giving me the code. Transformers import pipeline. Summarizer is summarization and model. And this is the text. And the summary is this. And this is the prompt template. Templates include these kinds of variable placeholders which get filled in with the variables. And then example usage. Patient history is this. 10 years had this sugar levels and all. Prompt is summarize the following patient history, and it will summarize this. Wonderful. So you got a full research of ideas. You narrow down on the ideas, you pros and cons, features, specifications, and sample code. How about that? I'm going to share this if it's possible. Collection, save search. Is it possible? Can you? I'm going to copy paste this in the chat. Let me know if you're able to access it. Okay. So prompt engineering to generate hackathon ideas. Let me know if you're able to see this or it says login needed. No? Good, good. Okay, let me see if how can I share this. Oh wait, in the chats. Share, yes. Cool. Good. Okay, good. This one. Use this. Okay. Are you able to see this? The one that I shared just now? Yay, Liz. Nice. So I hope you have a good example of not only like what share, how do I close this? Yeah. I hope now you have a full example of how to use prompt engineering in generating ideas. You can, if you already have ideas, you can give it your ideas and tell, can you expand on this or can you create more unique ideas? Give me 5. Then you select, I like the top 2. And then tell me the pros and cons of each idea. It will tell you the pros and cons. Like this is a good idea, but this will require, you to have security, all the stuff. And then you tell it to give you the features and brainstorm with you. So this is how you use it to uh, expand on your idea, create ideas, do inference, sorting, extraction, everything you can use in your hackathon to make your research proper. Cool. And we're at time, but I hope you like this, and I'm going to share all the resources here. So okay, let me first share. So we have already shared the, oh wait, I didn't put the chat bot, right? So let me put the chat bot, custom chat bot. This is a custom chat bot, right? And yeah, and then these are the bonuses. Share, copy link, bonuses. Someone needs access to prompt engineering. Allow anyone with the link to access. So where is, yeah, the bonuses, anyone with link, anyone with link. And then the tips. Pro tips. What else? I think I've probably shared everything for all the 4 things. Link to the Google Doc. Yes, it's pinned, but I'm again going to paste it. Oh wait, yeah. So you can make a copy. Okay. So prompts. Make a copy of the Google Doc in your doc, and then you can do whatever you want. Yes, Amine.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so thank you for this great demo, but I have a small question. Do you have like any recommendations or roadmap that we can go through, especially for students in the field to be an expert in this domain?
Yes. First of all, learn. I'm going to put in chat also. Okay. Learn prompt engineering. Without that, you cannot do much. Then learn LangChain. Okay. And then learn crewAI. Okay. Now, these are what I'm showing you is a common thing. But if you want to go into, let's say, image classification, then you will have to take up that domain, and you'll have to learn about models. Like there is an open source model in image classification, open source model is called Lava, right? So you'll have to dig into specific use case. Like if you want to do sound transformation, then you'll have to use those particular models. But for all of these, of course, you should know Hugging Face. If you don't know how to use Hugging Face and how to use Hugging Face spaces, uh, model cards, and APIs, then you don't know much. So you have to know how to experiment on Hugging Face using their spaces, how to look at the model cards. You have to know how many parameters are needed. Like I said, 7 billion parameters is good, but nowadays uh, people are building models that are smaller but really intelligent. Like Salesforce, where I work, Salesforce came up with a new model called a tiny giant. Okay, here it is. So the tiny Salesforce tiny giant. So they made an announcement just 2 days ago that this new LLM benchmark ranks generative AI against real world tasks. Where is the tiny LLM? Yeah, news about tiny Salesforce proves less is more. Yeah, look at this model. So this so many ads, and this model XLAM1, it's just 1 billion parameters. Okay, 1 billion parameters, which is very tiny. It can run on an iPhone. So this tiny giant beats bigger AI models. So this just happened literally, like, when was this news? Literally just very recently. It was July 3rd, right? He is the CEO of Salesforce. So these kinds of researches go on every day. So follow on x.com or Twitter, follow people who are posting this news, right? One podcast that you should all listen to is this. What is this podcast called? Let me hold on. I learned Every day I learn tons of the AI daily brief. Yes, this is the podcast. You listen to this podcast in 5 minutes every day. This guy will give you what is happening in the world of AI. You can Google it, the AI daily brief, right? I'm going to show you here. Listen to this podcast 5 minutes every day. 5 minutes every day. This podcast, uh, they will look every day. They will give you the latest news, what is happening in Silicon Valley, right? You are A2SV, right? So you want to know what's happening in Silicon Valley. Look at the ratings. It has 5-star ratings, and it gives you in 5 minutes. It will give you the daily brief, and then it will for 10 minutes it will expand on it. So if you listen to this podcast every day, you'll get a lot of knowledge. That is how I get to know everything. I'm pinning this stuff, but this chat will be gone after uh, this call ends. But I'll talk to the organizers that they put all this stuff in. Is there a way to export this chat? Let me see. In call messages. I think it all is recorded, so you'll get a transcript. So yeah, so all this stuff will keep you on the edge. Cool. Um, yeah, if you have any final questions, we can have those. If you want to follow me, you can see my name, Samir Damle. You can search me on LinkedIn, follow me on LinkedIn. I keep posting AI stuff on LinkedIn, at least sharing what I find interesting. And I'm getting a lot of interesting stuff on LinkedIn. So follow good people on LinkedIn to get your news. And you do, yes, that one, correct. So on LinkedIn, I use LinkedIn as my news source. Every day when I'm having coffee, I'll have LinkedIn and x.com. And in those 5-10 minutes, I'll learn a lot, right? That's how I came across Crew. And now I know Crew, right? I'll be using Crew in my products, whatever I'm going to work on. It's a fantastic thing. I'm telling you, it's going to change the way you think about AI. AI is not just a bot, it's a team of bots. So do those courses and put up those certificates on your LinkedIn. All right. Yeah.
Please question, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I just wanted to ask, do you know? So I saw you answered on the certification for AI. So from here, do you know any perhaps links to jobs, and besides the hackathon, the other not just jobs but being able to links to where we can also learn and expand our ideas, even if they don't win, because maybe sometimes we might not have everything in order for this round, but then we'd like to be able to develop our ideas further. So do you know anyway where one, they've got jobs, and two, also maybe developing our skills further officially and getting certification?
Yes. So one way of getting certifications from US based universities, okay, it's not just some random company, but a US based big university like University of Berkeley or Stanford or I'm or MIT, right? Or uh, I did my specialization in AI from University of Washington, which is a reputed university in artificial intelligence. Washington State is where Amazon is and Microsoft is. So they have fantastic courses on Coursera. if you know Coursera, Coursera. So you go to Coursera, and on Coursera you can find fantastic courses from all these top-notch universities, and they will give you certificates that you can display on LinkedIn, and you can say I am certified from university or MIT or something, right? They count a lot because they are from actual universities. But these courses are not something that you can do in a day. It took 6 months for me to do this course. But to do those certificates, it's not free if you want a certificate. It is free to learn. You can learn for free. But if you want a certificate, then you have to pay a monthly fee. In the United States, it is $50 per month in the United States. In the United States, where I live, you get one burger for $10. It's cost of 5 burgers. It's nothing, right? If you get a burger and a coffee at Starbucks, it will be $16-20. In the cost of 2 or 3 lunches, I am up leveling myself, high up because of the certification. But it needs commitment. You have to commit it. You have to have high expectations of yourself. If you don't have high expectations from yourself, you'll remain where you are. If you say that, no, I want to become the top notch data scientist or whatever, AI expert, then you will be able to achieve it. And you can do it on Coursera. You do, little by little, every week, every day. They have assignments due at the due date. You make it sure that you are doing those. They are simple assignments, and they have forums where you can discuss with other learners if you get difficulty. But that is a big commitment. You do it, and then you get a certificate from these huge, big universities which have name all over the world, right? So that helps a lot. And DeepLearning.AI helps a lot. They have, although they are not a university yet, they are very, very uh, high up, because Andrew Ng, who is the founder of that DeepLearning.AI, he teaches at Stanford, and he is from Carnegie Mellon, which is also a top-notch university. So all those people at deep learning, you'll have the people who created the stuff in AI. They teach there. So that is one great way also to get certificates. If you want to establish your name as a really someone who can build stuff, you have to put all your stuff on GitHub. In GitHub, they show how much work you have done every week. All those squares should be green. Mine are not, because I'm doing private work right now. I'm not doing open source, but right now. But way back I used to do, and I used to have a lot of greens there. If you want to establish your name, you can create open source things. Open source is like you just have it public access to your GitHub repo, then it will show as green. If you want to develop private stuff, put it on GitHub and have your friend circle who are good enthusiasts of AI. If you build a good group of people who are really interested in AI, you will progress with them. If you have people who just waste time, you will also waste time with them. So you have to have people around you who are also passionate about AI. Then form a team with them and discuss with them your ideas and everything, and build something together. Okay, it may not work, it may work, it may be a success commercially or not, but you will have it in your portfolio. So when you go for job interviews, you can show stuff. That is why it has to be on GitHub, so that you can show stuff. And then host it on Netlify or Vercel. It's free. Host it. Anyone in the world can try it out, right? So use all these free technologies to create your projects, experiment. And nowadays with LangChain, it has become so easy to use AI. You can also use Hugging Face API to, it's very cheap. Use cheaper models. You don't have to go every time to GPT-4 and pay, lots of dollars to them. You can use cheaper models. You can, in fact, use Olama on your laptop and chat with Llama 3 for free forever, right? So you develop an app on your laptop, and then you just replace the Olama model key with OpenAI key, and then it starts working with OpenAI, right? So all your development is free, all your learning is free, certification is free, hosting is free. What more free do you want, right? It's just the willpower. And you can, thank you. You can chat with me anytime. You can ping me. Uh, of course, with my job and everything, I'm busy, but I'll definitely look at how I can help. And all these resources I've given are free, right? So use them to your advantage and create something really useful in the hackathon by, like I said, I give you the example of how I created ideas from prompt engineering, right? You expand on your ideas using this AI, tell it to debate your idea. What will work, what will not work. You analyze it fully well, do the research, and then implement it. The code generation is also free nowadays. I would say stick to Python and JavaScript because these two languages are forever. Okay, Python for AI and JavaScript for building apps in the front end.
Thank you.
Use React. Yeah, use React because it's most popular. It's very easy. And build something that is demoable. The important thing is it should be demoable. If it cannot be demoed, like they say, right? If you don't have a photo of you, going hiking or something, we don't believe you, right? Similarly, if you don't have a demo of something, we don't believe you. The moment you have a demo, you are good. All right. I hope you're all inspired and you have all the tools. The only thing stopping you from excelling at the hackathon is passion. If you don't have passion, you cannot do anything. If you have passion, you'll be able to kill it.
All right, Mr. Samuel, thank you very much. It was very an insightful workshop. Definitely, like previously, I had some kind of experience with Gen AI, and like I thought this would be some kind of repetition, but definitely I found something new here, and I want to thank you about that. Yeah, and also it is almost 2 hours and 20 minutes. That requires a lot of dedication. And I truly want to thank you for the time that you have dedicated and for the content you have prepared earlier on for this workshop. And I'm sure all of our participants, yeah, you can see their reaction
Yeah.
here as well. I've loved it. And
Yeah.
definitely, this workshop is going to be also on YouTube. It has been live streamed. So if you guys want to rewatch it again, you just have to go to our page and you'll find it. And also, I'll share the live stream link in the group once this meeting is concluded. All in all, it was a great session. I would like to thank you and also our participants for staying for this long hour and being part of this workshop. I hope everyone got something from this hackathon that they from this workshop that they will also use it in the hackathon, since the hackathon is going to focus in AI. Definitely is going to help them a lot. And yeah, I will definitely can say that this was a fruitful session. Thank you for everything. Thank you. So
All the
yeah,
best to all. All the best.
all right.
Let's rock
Thank you
it.
so much.
All right.
Thank you so
Okay.
much. Goodbye, everyone. Uh, have a nice day and wish you the best for the hackathon. And thank you, Mr. Samuel, once again.
All right. Bye.
All right. Bye.